Hey guys, Sculpt here, and today we're going to be making like the biggest sculpture ever. It's like huge, like seriously huge. Check this out. Check this out. Dot dot. That's right, we're making the Reaper from Overwatch, but we're going to give him a little bit of a twist. It's going to be a bit of a different style. Let's zoom out a bit so we can see him better. We are going to do the Reaper pumpkin style. And we're gonna give him a bit of a Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas twist. And this is my first time working with an LED light and a block of wood, so let's see if we can figure this out. I don't know, I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's experiment. And hopefully it'll turn out as awesome as I think it will be. I realize I should have probably sped this part up, but I forgot. So what I'm doing is, this is like a thick block of wood, and I decided to make a hole in there because that's where the battery is going to go. And I'm going to put that in the oven too with clay, so hopefully I'm not going to melt any wires. Hopefully. It's the plan. We'll see if it works. And I mean, the anatomy is going to be a bit off because I'm going from the bottom up, but that's why I decided to give him a more Tim Burton-esque appearance. So it's a bit inspired from Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas and the classic Reaper from Overwatch. I kind of mingled the two together and then added my own touch. I think it turned out really well. Hopefully other people will like it too. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun. This is actually my biggest sculpture to date, and I did do a lot of work on the boots, which turned out amazing. Like, the shoes turned out great, but I did face some difficulties with the sculpture because it's a bit top heavy. So, and there was not a lot of support by the feet, so it did crack, and I did have to put some glue on there, which I painted over so you don't really see it. Sort of. So here we're doing the little accents on the boots. I don't know if they're straps. I have no idea. Reaper's got great design. He's got great costumes. And it's just so many aspects go into Reaper's costumes. Like, you really gotta pay attention. But I think that's what makes him so really pleasing, visually at least. Like, a lot of thought goes into his outfits. What I am kind of bummed about is that whenever the Halloween Terror event is going on, we don't see Reaper in this outfit anymore because they've chosen to do Reaper's Dracula skin, which, it's a nice skin and all, but I feel for the Halloween Terror with Junkenstein and all that stuff, I find that his pumpkin skin works for it better. Like, they should do it on rotation. Maybe they will eventually at some point. I don't know. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed for it. Now, as you can see, the bottom's already done. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping the wire around and then putting clay on top of that. If that's gonna work, I really hope so. I mean, it will make his torso longer, but if you look at Jack's skeleton, he's got a bit of longer torso. So that's kind of the feel that I'm going for in this, while still having him remain true to Reaper. I mean, it was different working from the bottom up instead of just having a full skeleton and then basing that out in clay and going for that. So this is completely different than what I'm used to, but I had a lot of fun with this. Here we're wrapping his arms in black clay and then adding some to his chest and back. What I tried to do with this sculpture was that I tried to do most of him out of colored clay because I wanted that as a challenge, because I mean, I've done small things out of colored clay, and then I've done other sculptures that were just done with a single color and then painted. Now, we will be painting a bit of him at the end, but most of him is done in colored clay. And I really like how he turned out. I think he's super cool. Now let's just hope that when we bake him, because we're going to bake him a few times, that the light will still work. Like, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for that. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. And I tried to do a more dynamic pose this time by having him like lean back and him doing like his cackling pose, or his cackle, like his laughing pose, where he's all like evil and laughing and being classic Reaper. I think it works with the pumpkin skin. I really do. Now, this lighter clay here, the brown clay, it's a special supposed leather effect, and you'll be seeing more of that when I do his coat. Now here, his legs are already baked, and we are going to do 2 straps of this, but I'm only showing one because we have to glue it onto the legs, and this is a glue that you put it on clay and then you can bake it in the oven, and that will strengthen it. So I found that to be super useful in this guy's sculpture. So now we're gonna do his belt buckle because he's Reaper and he's very dramatic and he's got a lot of style. So hopefully this is going to work. So what's everyone's favorite skin from Overwatch? I mean, be it a Halloween skin or just a regular skin. I personally love the game and I love the costume design. I love the character designs. I really, really hope that they do a story mode. I really do, because there's such great potential with Overwatch, and the character designs it's top notch. It's amazing. I love it every single time they come out with new designs. I mean, I get so excited. It's such a fun game. I just want a story mode. Maybe next game. Maybe Overwatch 2 will get a story mode. Here we got a little skull, and we're gonna do his little crossbones. So it's a bit, piratey, a bit menacing. 100% Reaper. 100% Reaper. Now I did later on notice that his belt buckle, the skull is actually kind of going like but I mean, I kind of kept a neutral expression. It's a skull. So this is the leather clay that I was talking about, and that's what we're gonna do. Supposedly that after you bake it, you can still kind of move it and all that stuff. Supposedly, I don't know. I've never tried this clay before, but I thought this would actually be perfect for his coat, for his long trench coat. Not spooky. Because he's Reaper, he's gotta be dramatic, he's gotta have that long trench coat with the tears and everything, and yeah, I really hope this turns out. I mean, I'm attaching it really, really lightly. I'm hoping it's not gonna fall apart when we bake this. Fingers crossed. Now, back here, he does have a flame design, and I wanted to actually carve that in there, but unfortunately, it kind of stretched the clay, so I decided that we're going to paint that on in a bit of a different color. And here we're doing the folds at his hips, which actually they blend. It blends really well. It is a very nice clay, and it smooths out very nicely. So I actually enjoyed using this clay. I was pleasantly surprised. See, as you can see, there's glue under that strap, so you can kind of see that. But once it's baked, you're not going to be able to see it, which is really nice. It's a great glue aspect. So if anything ever breaks on your sculpture, or you want to glue stuff together, I definitely recommend a bake and bond glue for clay. I think that's what it's called. it helped me a lot on this project. And here we're doing the leather straps that go over it. It's a bit of an outline thing. I'll just circle that around. Now he is my biggest sculpture and he did take the longest, but I had a lot of fun with him. And I had a lot of fun just like mixing the two styles together. Now, is it perfect? Probably not, but I love it. I think it's great. Now we're gonna do the kneecaps, which are actually skulls. Later on, when I was examining a bit closer, I discovered that those are actually very weirdly shaped skulls. Maybe they're supposed to be demon skulls. I don't know. We'll glue that on. Here we're gonna do the collar part because he is headless. I mean, he's a pumpkin. He's got a pumpkin head. He's obviously gonna be headless or neckless, should we perhaps say? I don't know. Hopefully that light is not going to melt in the oven. Hopefully it'll, you know, still light up. First time with an LED. Fingers crossed. Alright, these are the straps that go on his chest. There's 3 of them. Very simple to do. Oh, I'm excited for this guy to turn out. Now, for his arms, I did do single color clay. We are going to be painting this. And I tried to do the armor as best as I could as to his original design. But I did change it up a bit. It turned out really good in the end. And so it was a risk, but it was a good risk. Now, as you can see, the clay is a bit too thick, so we're gonna have to trim that down. But first, we're gonna smooth out the edges, and then we're gonna shave it down a bit. Once that's shaved down, then we can form it. Because, I mean, Reaper's buff. He is buff. Alright, here comes the tricky part. We're gonna do the hands. Oh, really tricky. I just kind of stuck the middle in there and then covered it in clay and smoothed it all out. Let's see if we get the fingers right. Fingers are tricky. Like, I think they look decent enough. I mean, we'll keep practicing hands, but it looks decent enough. Kind of looks like Reaper's hands. Yeah, I like how they turned out. And we gotta make 2 hands, but I'm only showing one because they're basically the same. Now, these are the claps that go in front. I mean, it's gonna be for his hood because he is wearing a hood, but the hood we're gonna glue on later because if we put that on, I was afraid it was gonna topple in the oven and was just gonna break into pieces and not work. So there will be some gluing involved. Now we're gonna do the pumpkin head, and because I want it to glow, I was first thinking of doing like this whole clay circle and then hollowing it out and then doing the designs, but that didn't really work, so I decided to do aluminum foil. Cover that in clay and then carve out, it's kind of like pumpkin carving just without the mess, and then we're going to carve out all of his features, and where the holes are we're going to add very thin layers of yellow clay, hopefully, and I repeat, hopefully, that the light works and that when we turn it on it'll actually shine through the yellow clay. I don't know if that's gonna work. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed, but that's what we're going for here. And I mean, look at the head. It kind of looks like Jack Skellington. Kind of does. Just as a pumpkin. I mean, I think I made the nostrils a bit too big, but still he's looking good, and he's not as messy as a pumpkin. We're actually gonna bake that with the aluminum foil inside, and then once it's cooled, we're just gonna rip out the aluminum foil Hopefully we'll get all of it out. I mean, I didn't pack it too tightly, so we could just pull it out with tweezers. This is all experimental at this point. But hey, what's life without a bit of experimenting, right? I mean, this comes out very well. So it's looking decent. And hopefully that aluminum foil will actually come away from the clay very easily. If not, we're in trouble. We'll find out. Fingers crossed. Alright, come on, people. Fingers crossed. Now we just have to do some more lines to show that he is a pumpkin. And then we're going to cut out the top part. Because we have to get the aluminum foil out somehow. So, fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Alright, let's cut that out. And we are going to do the stem on top, but the stem on top will be done in colored clay. We'll just glue it on later. See? I chose a nice light shade sort of color. I think it works. It'll darken a bit in the oven. So we'll just curve that around. And let's bake it in the oven. Fingers crossed. It will still light up. Yes? Yes. Let's hope so. The aluminum foil came out, so I was very impressed with that. We're gonna paint him orange. Now I don't want to add too many layers of paint because I don't know how the light's gonna shine through clay. I mean, the LEDs are strong, they're bright, but I don't know how they're going to work with the clay. So I didn't want to do too many layers of paint. We'll see how it turns out. And we're not painting a lot of them, we're just painting a few aspects. Like here, his gloves, his armor, well, hand armor, gauntlets, gloves. We're just gonna do a base coat of a light gray, and then we're gonna do a bit on the fingers and his palms because those are a separate color. I mean, they're essentially like this dark brown, but I felt like we should go a bit more metallic, sort of, a bit more goldish. I think this color looks great on him. So we're gonna glue that on. And let's hope he lights up. Let's glue on the top. Alright, guys. Alright, guys, let's see what it looks like. Let's see what Reapers. Oh, he lights up. Yes! We did it! Fear the Reaper. I think he looks awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Look, he lights up. He lights up. This is awesome. Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and my cats were kind of afraid of him. Kind of, sort of. They weren't really sure. But he lights up. It didn't break. I did it correctly. Yes! This is so cool.
Ha 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 ha.